Coming off the Old Dominion game, a game which I was concerned with going in, and I thought we were very, very matter of fact. I thought we handled our responsibilities. I thought defensively, they gave us a look that we had not seen a lot of, which was a lot of screening and not ball screens. They were screening actions. They had very, very good perimeter shooters, and they challenged us there. And yet I thought we did a really, really good job for the most part of taking their actions away. I was a little disappointed in the rebounding aspect of that. We knew they were a very, very good rebounding team, and we didn't handle that exceptionally well. But again, we had a 29-point lead, and felt good. I didn't think our energy was great. I thought we made a few mistakes, but I felt great about our energy. And now we go into really the most challenging time of year, and that's finals week. And those are extremely time-consuming for our athletes, and we're juggling different practice times, and today was a big day for us with some guys having them early this morning. We've got 4 guys in a final now. So you sandwich things in and around. But we've handled that in a pretty solid fashion, and we get ready for what is, in my opinion, one of the great rivalries in all of sport, in any sport. And it's fun, it's unique. I love being a part of this game. It is in a city that's loves its basketball, and Mizzou is playing their best basketball. Conzo's doing a great job. This is a veteran team. Most everybody knows the cast of characters that they're going to put out there, and they've got a lot of pieces with a lot of experience. So we're excited about the opportunity, and when you get a rivalry game, you throw away the records and know that it's going to be a heck of a battle.
Brad, with Mark and Jeremiah and Javon on the other side.
One, Derek. One, Derek.
One.
How many was he
first
guessing?
Over/under was 2.
Might as well get the first one out. Is there bad blood?
No.
Is that add to
No,
this?
that's way beyond. That's over. That's opposing player on an opposing team, and treated no other way. No different than Green was treated for Old Dominion. And it's not about the emotion. You can't get caught up in that. It's about chopping wood for 40 minutes, having a grit, having a toughness, and he's a guy that's playing awfully well, and in Mark's case, made 7 threes in his last game, and we need to do a good job guarding. And Jeremiah provides some things that we haven't seen, and very, very good player, and been very, very steady, and so it's just another player in the uniform that's not ours.
Brad, you mentioned that emotion. What do you tell your guys about controlling that, and how do they do that?
Yeah, it's about understanding that, and I'll throw out an instance. Jeremiah gets a dunk. Their crowd's going to go crazy. Doesn't mean we lost the game. That possession they scored, and it's about staying in a matter of what we do, and making them stay in the moment for 40 minutes. And we've talked at length about that, not just for this game, but for for all of our games. And it's making teams make contested shots over a hand, and understanding what our coverages are, and not getting wrapped up into individual stuff, but understanding that the end battle is the outcome of the game.
Brad, Kofi's been prepared for these big battles against Teskey, Jalen Smith, and now Jeremiah. What's made him ready for all this, and to make this kind of consistent impact when most freshmen, especially freshmen, are big?
Well, physically he's gifted, and secondly, he's played at a really, really high level in high school. I mean, in high school he played against the best players in the country, seemingly almost every night, and so he's not intimidated by those guys. They may have a little bit of experience or an advantage here or there, but having having a young guy that's been intimidated by that, he hasn't been. So, you know, Kofi's very well prepared to help Mike.
And he kind of talks about, you know, needing to keep a level head at all times, and just from watching this season, it doesn't seem like he's had a moment where he's kind of lost his cool. Is that just him, or is that something that he's?
Well, there's probably an official who would disagree with you.
Well, it's not me.
Yeah, it's not, no, but, you know, he's got a maturity about him, but he brings an unbelievable fire. You know, he's a guy that every single day, I mean, he's starting to challenge Georgie in practice in terms of the emotional well-being of our team and bringing that. You know, he's got it very well managed though and under control, and he's had his moments where he gets frustrated, but again, he's growing out of those and starting to understand the maturity that comes with being a good player, and he's starting to just feel that and understand that.
How have his battles against Teskey and Smith helped him get prepared for what he's going to see against Jeremiah?
Yeah, I think you go back to Chase Jeter. I mean, you know, he wasn't great in the Arizona game, and he's continued to improve. You know, the big kid at Grand Canyon is one of the outstanding Lever's, one of the outstanding bigs in the country, and you know, he has seen nothing but really good players with size, and we had a stretch where he had to guard smaller guys. So his experience and he's kind of run the gamut of terms of what he has seen at the 5 spot this year.
Coach, when you were hired here, you talked about remembering the atmosphere that was in Assembly Hall at the time. Can you talk about how much this rivalry has evolved and changed since when you first got here and before you were here?
Well, I don't know about how much it was before, I mean, other than just what I hear. You know, it's I watched it on TV, and you always had an appreciation for both programs. I mean, growing up in Big 8 country, I was very familiar with Missouri and Norm Stewart and the history that program has had. And you know, John Sunvold has become a friend, and know John extremely well, and the great teams that Norm had, and yet you know, Illinois has been right there every step of the way. So when you put 2 elite programs together, there's going to be some passion and excitement. I think it's continued to grow. I think from our end, I don't know what Missouri fans think, but I think it's continued to be an exciting piece of it. It's nice when I get a phone call and the guy tells me he's never missed one of these. You know, so I know it's important to our fans and our people, and again, it's what makes memories, it's what makes college sports so fun, are those games like this.
Have you ever had an in-person experience with this game as a fan?
No, just on TV.
To that end, though, Brad, are you okay with the culture kind of being, this game being part of the equation as to whether or not the season was a success? Like, is that?
Oh, I don't buy into any of that. I mean, those are for fans. This is 40 minutes of a season, or 45, however it takes. You know, it's there's never one game in a season that's going to determine you know, an outcome. You know, you start looking. I'm much more concerned with the net and Big Ten standings and Big Ten play and you know, all those things. It's 40 minutes of what is a very long season.
Maybe you don't talk about the names and faces on the other side, but you mentioned that last year was a 16-point loss, and you had she wanted over Christmas. Is that a conversation at all?
I mean, it's a, you know, we talk about more situations in the game. I mean, we're up 1 with 8 to go, and you know, the things that we didn't handle very well, you know, in that game, and there were a lot of things we did very well at different points, and you know, Iowa was a non-factor. You know, he probably remembers that game more than any other game that he played last year. So, but you know, it's a different season. We're a different team. We have a different chemistry and vibe going. So, not a whole lot of talking about last year.
The atmosphere for this game is obviously unique with the way it's split halfway down the middle, but in terms of the energy in that arena, is this like the game made for Georgie, or can it maybe push him too far?
I know he's pretty good last year, so I would say it's. I mean, I think he's, you know, Georgie's the one guy that I don't I don't ever have to worry about. I mean, he's always gonna be ready, and, you know, he's been in enough big games, and, you know, whether it was a Michigan State game, an Ohio State game last year, take your pick. I mean, he's a pretty intelligent guy, and I'm glad he's on my side.
Brad, what's the challenge of Missouri and their roster and where they're playing?
Yeah, they're deep. They're playing 10 guys, double-figure minutes. You know, Mark is having a very good year shooting the basketball. You've got to take that away from him. We know a lot about Drew Smith, that he was at Evansville, and you know, gives him a physical point guard. But they can play a lot of different ways. They start a very big lineup, and then they play probably a fourth of the time in a very small lineup. So their flexibility is you know, something that we're paying attention to, and it's one of their assets. And then, you know, a typical Conzo team, they're very good defensively.
Since the Miami game, have you noticed any changes in particular in how your team has approached their preparation since it wasn't where it needed to be made before that game?
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt, and I think, you know, part of that was a couple of Big Ten games. But, you know, I think there's been an understanding that we're just not going to show up and score. And I think that the one belief that has come out of that is we can play with anybody in the country when we guard. And we've been striving for that. And now we've had that commitment to it. And I think the last 3 games, teams are shooting 35 or 36% against us. 24-25% from the 3. That's how you win. And when you consider 2 of those were top 5 teams, I'll take those numbers every single day. So our focus, our commitment, and then we've just made fewer mistakes, and that's been a big part of it.
What's the key for Kofi when he's going up against a type of player like he will be on Saturday against Jeremiah Tillman?
Staying out foul trouble would be great, you know, which he's done at a very high rate. I don't think there's any one thing. I think that, you know, it's him. You know, we go into every game knowing that there's a chance he'll see double teams, knowing that there's a chance that, you know, they may front him or do something different, you know, concoct some plan to try to stop him. He's been able to handle that, and so have we. We've been able to manage certain situations pretty well in terms of still getting him touches. So, you know, he'll have a great challenge, as he's had many other nights, and I know he'll be ready for it.
And then talking about Trent and his defense, how much pressure does he take off the defense when he's able to play at the level he is, such as getting through every ball screen or getting over top every ball screen? How much does that just help the rest of the 4 other guys?
Yeah, it's a lost art, and Trent's got an uncanny ability to make it, if he does get separation, to make up for it with his speed. Trent is very, very strong in his lower half of his body, and so he takes a bump and can recover. He doesn't get knocked down or knocked off, and that's vital. He's got his sense of balance is exceptional. But yeah, you know, when you got a guy that doesn't get screened and is tough enough, not afraid of the contact, which Trent is, big advantage. And he's been unbelievable on the defensive end all year.
How pleased are you with DeMonte's now we give you the starting games now he's in that role, and especially on defense on the floor?
Yeah, he's been great. Not only on that side of the floor, but you know, he's such a willing passer. He sees the game. You know, we need DeMonte slashing, and we keep prodding that and wanting that to be able to get to the foul line and stress the defense that way. But defensively, he is very, very good. He's very, very smart, and you know, he's a guy that I believe in and have a lot of confidence in.
You mentioned the ability to throw different lineups out there. I mean, the same could probably be said about where you guys are. Do you feel like you're able to match what lineups other teams might throw at you during certain segments?
Yeah, and especially when Kipper's been playing the way he's been playing. And Kipper gives us a lot of flexibility because he's a guy that I feel really comfortable with in the post. He can, you know, he's got a little fadeaway that's hard to block. He's He's feeling good about shooting it now. And then defensively, he's physically strong enough that he can guard a lot of different positions himself, which allows us to do some things switching wise that we can't or don't like to do with the bigger lineup. So yeah, I mean we can match a lot of people.
The energy and emotion in the building tends to be an up and down game. Not that you guys don't like to run, but do you put an extra emphasis on taking care of the ball or picking spots when to go and when to?
Oh, we got to run. We're always going to run. We're never going to say we're not running. We're it's just analytics always plays out. First 7 seconds are still the best time to score. And we had 28 against Old Dominion in the first 7 seconds. We'll take those opportunities every single time, and we need our initial thrust to be one of aggression and try to exploit those opportunities when they're there. If they're not, we need to run offense and execute it. And we spent a good amount of time on that this week.
You've got other priorities during first half timeouts, but have you seen the overrated, underrated videos that Georgie did with his teammates?
I haven't seen one of them. That's the first I've heard about it.
I guess you should.
So I have been off social media since October 1, and I apologize to all of you guys sitting here. I don't read your articles. I don't listen to you, and that is very intentional, by the way.
Oh, they're on the video board, sorry. The second media, if you've got like 5 minutes.
I mean, maybe I can get Orlando or Jen or Chen to run a timeout, and I'll take a gander up and maybe enjoy the game a little bit. But I can only imagine if Georgie's behind it, the humor that is in him.
Is there extra confidence for Trent knowing his success in this game in the past?
I would think so. I don't think Trent ever lacks confidence. I don't think he's ever found a shot that he doesn't like or think that he can make. So, but it's. I got to think he's right at the top of their scouting report.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.